Hello student. Now today in this session of class 12 business studies, we will be going to discuss the various types of non-monetary incentive. Okay. Non-monetary incentives are those type of incentives which are not directly related with cash and cash equivalent. There is no involvement of cash, but this type of incentives, it just give you some mental satisfaction. It just motivate the employees to do work with more efficiency so that they can be properly appraised or praised for their work. So when this type of things are taking place, these also motivates the employee. So these are the various type of incentives which are coming in the category of non-monetary incentives. So we will be discussing that what are those incentives. So in non-monetary incentive, job security. This is one incentive in which you need the security of your job. If you are getting a good salary or the good remuneration, but there is no security in that job, then definitely you will not accept that job, because you need some mental satisfaction that whatever job you are accepting, so that job will be continued for a longer term period, and you are not having any such fear that you might lose that job. So there is a security in that job. Recognition. The work of the employee should be properly recognized. If the employee has done certain things which are fetching the good results for the organization, so then the effort of those employees should be properly recognized and they should be appraised for their work. So that is recognition. Involvement of the employees. Employees should be involvement in all those matters which are directly related with a particular employee only. So if any important decisions are to be taken by the management which are related with the employees, so the involvement of employees should be made there. That means their views, their opinions and their ideas should be taken into consideration while making some policies related with the employees. So it will encourage the employee and they will feel that they are also one of the important part of this organization. Then chances of promotion. Always there should be the chances of promoting the employees from one post to another post. So the organization has to see this thing, that if any employee is working and his work is being giving the good results to the organization and he is working with efficiency, so he should be getting the opportunity to move at the higher rank in the organization. So this type of chances should always be provided by the organization. And when there are the chances of promotion, it motivates that employee to do the work with more efficiency so that he can be moved or posted to the higher rank. Training and development, another thing which motivates the employee, because from time to time the proper training program should be organized or the seminars should be organized for the employees so that they can keep themselves updated or upgraded. So this also motivates the employee to work in a proper manner, and if the employees are properly trained from time to time or the development programs are being arranged from time to time, they are keeping themselves updated with the latest changes which are taking place. Then comes challenging job. There are some employees who accept the challenges, who have the tendency that they want to do those types of job which are not routine in nature. So this type of challenging task should be given to the employees. So when the employees are being given the challenging task, they readily accept those tasks and they work with more interest. because they want to face the challenges. So when the challenges are being thrown towards them, they accept those challenges and they take keen interest in completing those tasks. Okay, so this also motivates the employees. This is also a source of motivation. Status, another source of motivation in the non-monetary incentive. The status of the employee. The status of the employee is due to the position of that employee. The position of the employee is due to the relationship which are created in the organization. So the status of the employee should be grown day by day. If the employee has done some good work, so he should be properly appreciated for that work in the front of other person, and he should be promoted at the higher level with the increase in the salary, and he should be given some additional powers to take the various types of decision and to also implement the various type of policies. He should be allowed a full freedom and authority. So when this type of things are taking place, it satisfies the ego of that particular employee, because according to the status, whether it is related with the rank, whether it is related with the power, whether it is related with the authorities, he feels motivated and he make the use of those things and get the good results for the organization. Job enrichment. Job enrichment. When you are satisfied with your job. So if you are getting the work in which you have got the full freedom, that you can make the use of these authorities or the powers which are being given to you in order to complete a given task. So this process is known as the enrichment of job. So when this type of enrichment is taking place, so that employee shows a keen interest in that work, because he knows this thing that he has got the full freedom and full autonomy, and he has got all types of powers, all types of authorities are being given to the employee, and he has to complete that task. So it enriches the job for that employee. Then comes job enlargement. What is job enlargement? The multitasking jobs, in which you will be given this thing that your job are now becoming a multitasking. So multitasking means you will be given the opportunity to work in the different departments in the organization. So when you are well experienced enough, so you should be asked to work in the different department, so that you get the opportunity to work in different department and you get the experience of working in those departments. So anytime you can be utilized in those departments. So that is known as job enlargement. With your main job, you will be asked to do some other jobs also. Employees empowerment. The empowerment should be given to the employees, that means some freedom should be given to the employees or the workers also to take some of the decisions which are related with their work. So any employees who are responsible for completing a given task, so certain type of authority and freedom should be given to those workers to take those decisions which are related with their task and to complete those tasks. And with this, the employees should also be asked to give their valuable suggestion on the ideas by dropping their suggestion in the suggestion box if they do not want to speak in front of anyone else. Okay, so they can do that thing also. So all these are the various types of non-monetary incentives, okay, which ultimately do what? It motivates the employees to work in a proper manner. So hope you understand that what are the various types of non-monetary incentive. And before in this session we have discussed in the previous session also related with some of the monetary incentive. So monetary incentives are directly given in the form of money. Non-monetary incentives are not given in the form of money, but given in the form of appraisal, recognition of their work. Monetary incentive basically work at the lower level, and non-monetary incentives work at the top level or the higher level management. Monetary incentive, it gives the satisfaction to the worker that some of his needs are satisfied with them. But non-monetary incentives, it motivates the worker to work with more zeal and enthusiasm. So these were some of the basic point of differences also. So today in this session we have discussed about the various types of non-monetary incentives and what are the basic difference between monetary and non-monetary incentives. Hope you understand this thing. Thank you and have a nice day.